this is the beginner's class, and actually, it's probably should be more named of like an introduction and an overview, because we're going to cruise through a lot of this, and it's going to be more of an introduction and give you an idea of what we use it for, some of the things we do. But first of all, I want to ask, what kind of analytical tools have you guys used in the past, for your company or for something that you've done in a project? Are there analytical tools that you're familiar with? We just want to kind of compare it with some of the things that are out there. Anybody want to kind of give an input on something that they've used in the past?
Cognos.
Cognos, cool.
Yeah, Cognos. Okay, I've used that.
Yeah, RapidMiner for sure.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Anything else?
Joe.
Oh, of course. Yeah, if you use any of these, yeah, those are right along the same lines.
Yeah.
Anything else you use for analysis, or?
Okay. Okay. One of the things that R is good for is analytics. You have a question, and that's something that you want to find an answer for. R is open source, just like Python. But it's not Python. It's not like SAS. It's out of the box. It uses your machine. It uses the RAM there, and so it uses that to come up with the analysis, come up with the answers that you're looking for. You pull in data from a source, and then you crunch the numbers. And you usually have a question or something that you want to answer. I know that you guys have probably had a lot of classes. I know that you form a hypothesis. You say, I want to know the answers to this data or that data, and I want to know what this means. And so that's kind of what we're going to walk you through, and we're going to walk you through how to download it, and RStudio, and just some of the various sources, and Alton's going to walk us through that.
Has anybody here not downloaded R yet or played around with it at all? So brand new to it. Cool. Okay, so we do have, then you're in the right spot. So at the end, we're going to have access to these slides, and you'll be able to go over it. And when you search for R and you download it, you come to this page, go to CRAN, and you can download it for Windows or for your, for your machine, your distribution. And in this case, I'm just running it on Linux. And then on top of that, so that's like the processing engine behind and the R programming language. You will also will need to pick an IDE. In this case, the most popular IDEs include RStudio, Revolution Analytics, which was just bought out by Microsoft, and then a really popular one too is IPython, which was originally written for Python so that you could interact with Python, and it's through the web browser. But now they have a version called Jython, and you can access the same processing engine from that web browser.
And to put a plug in too for R, and I haven't researched this extensively, but SQL Server 2016 is supposed to have some integration of R, and so getting to learn that is going to be beneficial. Like I said, I don't know the depth of it, but I know that it's going to have a piece of integration that they're going to pull into that. So.
Yeah. So when we load up, when we go to RStudio's web page, they're a great company, and they provide a lot of these tools for free and paid versions of them. But I go here to RStudio, and I just use the open source edition. So I just download the desktop RStudio edition, and that works great for work or for my side projects. Okay, once you have that installed on your system, you open it up, and it looks like this. So. Actually, it looks like this. Perfect. So now I'll explain what we're looking at here. This in the top left is where I can interact with files and either run the entire code, source the entire document itself, or just run one line at a time. And what I mean by that is then it's accessing the console in R, and it's running commands in here. So this could be something as basic as like 1 + 1 is 2. And while I'm doing this, I can also see and interact with my variables that are being defined in this environment. So if I wanted to assign the response of 1 + 1 into a variable, I could call that variable var or whatever, and that'll show up over here. So down here, you also have access to help, which makes it real convenient if you are ever curious about what something does. I like to just type ? Or do a quick Google search for anything like plot. And then it gives you a short description of what's happening. I can also use this over here to navigate files, plots, and install or view the libraries that I have. So this is the IDE, and this is where I spend all my time when I'm developing or working with a code in R when it pertains to local, running R locally. Okay. So.
Okay, so with R, what I view this as is you know, as far as the class goes, and you guys know, when you are learning a new code, I mean, how many just read it from a book and they're able to just do it? I wonder if there's anybody in this class. I'd be very impressed. It's also like, you know, playing a video game and you're watching someone play the video game, but you want to play the video game, right? You're not going to learn anything by watching someone else do it. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you a good overview, but really what you'll want to do is after this, you'll want to go in and really dive into it. And part of the thing that's exciting about R is that, say you want to know an answer like we talked about earlier to a certain question, or some kind of data set that you want to dive into and explore it and be able to mine it and to make it work the way you want it to. And that brings me to a question: Is there anything that you guys can think of that you'd had a question of, like, this data, what would this mean? Whether it be work or something on the outside, is there anything that's kind of has piqued your interest that you've wanted to dive into? Is there anything that you guys can think of?
Yeah, John?
This is a really kind of random topic, but our family is extremely competitive card players.
Okay.
And we started playing cards last year.
Yeah.
And so huge arguments broke out about who is the best player and all these different things.
Yeah.
So we started tracking all of the hard stats because it's very easily ordered. You know, what position you sit in, how many points you score each hand, etc.
Oh yeah.
How fast a game ends.
Yeah, that could be a fun data set. Yeah.
Been able to pull out a lot of cool little things out of it. But then there's a lot of things I've been stuck with using Excel and Power BI and
Yep.
super basic things. And so, you know, hopefully R can.
No, that's a good example.
Yeah, this is a great.
Is there another example of a topic or something that you wanted to get out of or use potentially R for?
Yeah.
Yeah, over here.
I work on a billing software, creating it for radiology clinics to use. See probably a lot of usage out of that as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Any other topics or something you wanted to get out of it?
Yeah, I know a lot of, like, especially small data sets, and even down to larger ones, which we'll go into a little bit more towards the end, but pulling that kind of data in and being able to answer a question, and I love that data set you're talking about, because it's just kind of playing with that data. And if you do have something that you have a passion about, something you want to dive into, there's a lot of data sets out there that you can pull into, and the point is we'll walk you through a lot of this stuff and give you kind of an idea of where to go and what to do.